Sergeant Stepdad here. After all the events that have gone on with the past few weeks, there's too many people butting heads on either side of this issue. You can, I think you can be for both. You can be for Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter. I believe this because we're all humans. You've got bad people and you've got good people. Basing your decision off of the actions of a few in a group over and making it seem like all those individuals are that way is not right. I mean, literally. Yes, you got some individuals in the Black Lives Matter movement who cause mayhem and stuff like that, and you've got bad cops. Doesn't mean all the people in the Black Lives Matter are bad or all the cops are bad. It's just those few, and those are the ones that need to be punished. Now, I believe that America as a whole should be put first when it comes to politics. Not special interest groups, just the American citizens. I understand people are going to believe I'm against immigration. I am not against immigration. I am against illegal immigration. And I believe those that are here now can have a chance to become legal U.S. citizens. Well, should be given a chance to become legal U.S. citizens. And I'm thinking, yes, they could be given be given some time to study and take the test. And if they pass, they become citizens. Now, if they don't pass, they would have to go back to home, but they could study again and retake the test within a week. But those who refuse to do it should be sent back, and every time they get caught in this country illegally, that time to take that test will be pushed further and further back. For at least the first two times would get pushed back further, and after the third time, they are no longer allowed in the country. But if they're taking a test and they keep trying to get in through the legal means, that is fine. Okay, that's how my stance on that. Now back to this whole Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter issues that have been going on. I believe those who created that autonomous zone are actually not actually working to make anything better. They are just wanting to make stuff for them. This autonomous zone is technically treason because it's not doing anything to help the country. It's just taking stuff. It's taken from the country. And now I'm going to go on a little bit different here. Now, when it comes to grievances, protesting, yes, you have the right to peacefully protest. Destroying buildings, stealing stuff, beating up innocent bystanders, that is a criminal act. Okay? There's no justifying it. It's a criminal act because you're not doing anything to further your cause or fix any wrongs. You're just destroying stuff or stealing. And this just ends up hurting other people in your community that have done nothing to harm anyone or even hurt you personally. But if you're gonna do stuff peacefully, you got a process that it seems like people have forgotten. First, you start with your protest. Yes, you peacefully protest to address your grievances, and that's usually to start with the local city. Then, if that doesn't work, you should vote in new people into those positions to see if you can get them to work for you. And if they don't work for you, you can go up to your next step. It should be your state or county, and do the same process. Protest, elect new officials, and just keep going up until either you get. If no one goes through that, then you file a lawsuit. Well, you could file a lawsuit at any step. You file a lawsuit if it's something massive. But I don't believe in defunding the police. I believe that sometimes they need to do a little bit deeper investigation into some officers. And yes, if officers just sit and watch an individual being like just being corrupt or being a little excessive on force continuously, and they just let it happen, they should be removed from that position because they are demonstrating they cannot handle their being honorable in that position. They have no integrity. I just getting tired of listening to everyone fight. And if you cannot also have double standards. I heard that officers having tasers and using them, that's lethal force. But when a individual steals one and uses it at an officer, that is not lethal force. You need to coincide with it. If you're gonna say it is for one side and isn't for another, you are just in the wrong, in my opinion, because you are trying to make excuses for one individual to vilify the other. And back to the autonomous zone, those individuals just need all rounded up and thrown in jail on charges of treason. And in all honesty, if you really want my opinion, they should just ship them off to Gitmo. Because if they're not willing to do things the right way and take over properties and militarize the area, they are just being terrorists. They're doing it for political gain. And that is the definition of terrorism. It is an act of violence to further your political agenda. A political agenda. And the statues, I see it this way. Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And I, for one, am not going to let my future generations of my family not learn what happened in the past. They will know what happened. And I'm not defending the police officers, the bad police officers, or anyone has done anything bad. I want to say, leave the good people alone and worry about the bad people. And that goes for both sides. Only worry about the bad people. If someone has not done nothing to you and is not causing any trouble, does not give you any reason to go beat them up because they have a different opinion than you, or they're different race, different color, well, different sex, or sexual orientation. You just gotta leave them alone. And I hope all those individuals that are causing this violence get thrown in jail. Because that's where they belong at this point in time. They need to suffer the consequences for their action. And all those who are trying to support them to get them out of jail, they have to have repercussions too, because there's no way you should be allowing people to go destroy someone else's property and you pay the bill. Then when they come to your property and do damages, you call out for their arrest. Only because they attacked your property. It should be straight across the board. No one gets any special treatment. That includes police, city officials, even all the way up to Congress and the president. No one should get special treatment for breaking the law. And that's the end of my rant for as of right now. I may come back later and add something. But until next time, you gotta remember, if they're related by blood, marriage, or adoption, they are your family. And yes, family do fight from time to time, but you all love each other. Goodbye.